I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and I have a question for you. Do you suffer from writer's block when you're going to go and write a blog post and all of a sudden your mind just goes blank? Well, pay close attention, because in this video I'm going to share with you 6 easy ways to overcome writer's block so you can get your blogging done in less time. Now, if you're anything like me, back in the day, remember when we would go to school and we would have an assignment that's due to write a paper, and you would get to writing that paper and you just could not get your thoughts organized. You couldn't come up with what to write about, and you would literally stress yourself out. Same thing can happen here too with blogging, and a lot of times we will equate those past bad experiences from our school days over to blogging. And the blogging and writing for school are 2 totally different things. You don't have to worry about what your grammar teacher or English teacher is going to be thinking. So what the key is you want to make sure you're putting out content that your audience wants. So here are some ideas that are definitely going to help you. Tip number 1, when you're going to get started writing, is you have to be impulsive. And what do I mean by that? You already know that ideas pop up at the strangest times, especially if you really start getting into blogging and writing quite frequently. I tend to find that my ideas tend to come up when I'm in the shower or just when I'm getting up out of bed. The key is when you have that thought, you want to put them on paper when they're fresh, or in other words, write, and write some more. You can always refine later. You don't have to put out the entire thing. Just write down a couple words or phrases, and what that does is your brain will remember what that is. The longer you wait to write the ideas down, the weaker they get, and eventually you're going to forget about it. So you want to begin writing right when that moment hits you. Now, here are some suggestions that can really help you as far as getting things written down. You can have a notepad always with you and then write them down, or you can use your mobile device and you can make an audio recording. So you can get like an app on your phone where you can do like these little audio memos, and when you get an idea you can put those down and then you can play them back later and then write them down, and you can flesh out the ideas. Tip number 2 is you want to question everything. And what do we mean by that? Question everything from simple day-to-day habits to the entire structure of the society you live in, because everyone has an opinion and everyone has a habit of being intrigued by those who want to know more. You want to be challenging assumptions. You see, when you challenge assumptions, you uncover the truths. So you want to be asking questions, and especially asking questions from the mindset of your prospect, your audience. What are the biggest questions that they have going on right now that you can solve for them? Tip number 3, break the rules. Now, here is the thing. You don't want to be apologetic, okay? You want to be honest and vulnerable. Tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So an example of this would be tough love on weight loss, okay? Where instead of, a lot of times when people are looking to lose weight, they want one of those type of blog posts that will really kind of coddle to them. You don't want that. You want to be able to kind of hit them hard with some truths, okay? But when you do tough love like that, you want to be prepared for some rough feedback, because some people will not like it. But eventually, it could save a life, because you really have given them a wake-up call. So don't be afraid to break the rules in that respect. Tip number 4, combine unlikely things. So remember back, I remember back in the day when Reese's Peanut Butter Cups came out. A lot of people didn't like chocolate and peanut butter, and their ad was so effective because you would show somebody with chocolate and somebody with peanut butter, and they would bump into each other, and then you know, they would have peanut butter and chocolate on, you know, each of them would have a little bit of the chocolate and the peanut butter and the chocolate, and they would eat it and they'd be like, oh, this is absolutely delicious. So you can do this as well with your blogging in a way that maybe you have a website that operates as a nonprofit business to raise money for a particular cause. And in order to raise more money as a nonprofit site, you could research the tricks of what the greediest people are doing, and you could then take some of those tips and use them to your advantage. So that's an example of combining unlikely things. Tip number 5, don't be afraid to just write. And a lot of times people are like, I have to write with a purpose. So what you want to do when you're getting started writing is just write down the first thing that pops into your head, just to get ideas flowing. Because when you do this, you might just stumble onto a fabulous idea that ends up being one of your best works that really is going to resonate with your audience, or you might be able to come up with 3 paragraphs of information. What this does is this exercise gets you where ideas are flowing, and then you're going to start getting some structured ideas. Tip number 6, make an outline. And this is one of my favorite ways when I am writing out my content, because you can see if your idea is a really good idea or not, and then it helps you expand on it as time progresses. So if I have an idea that I've jotted down and I'm going to go back and revisit it, I can then sketch out an outline and see what else I can do to flesh that idea out. When you finally get that writing time, you will be able to explode with words and fully formed ideas. And a lot of times, if I just have an outline, I can now write a blog post in about 15 to 20 minutes because I have things written down. Now, this takes time and practice, but when you start doing this, you're going to be able to find that the more you write, the better you're going to get. And if it takes you about an hour, hour and a half to write a blog in the beginning, take that time to do it. But if you stay consistent, you're going to be able to condense that time down to roughly 15 to 20 minutes or less. Did you find this video helpful today? If you did, leave a comment and share. And would you like to know how to get over writer's block and create blog posts in just 3 minutes? Well, I have a great training for you done by my good friend and mentor, Ray Higdon, where he will show you how to become a credible expert in your niche using blogging. And he has a great training that'll walk you through step by step, even if you're brand new to blogging and never created any content before. To check out his training, go to www.drlisamthompson.com/best blog. That's www.drlisamthompson.com/best blog. And best blog, you can see here, I have a little space there. There shouldn't be a space, so that should all be one word there, best blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.